On this episode of Food's Greatest Hits, we're all about the best things since sliced bread.
Whoa!
And we're taking the presentation and preparation of 3 classic sandwiches to the next level for our team of tasters to try. We're talking about Philly cheesesteaks.
This is the perfect sandwich.
Oh boys.
It is pure bliss.
And ice cream sandwiches.
Brain freeze!
So, get ready for some super sandwiches today on Food's Greatest Hits. The club, the grilled cheese, the BLT, the PB&J. The sandwich has more classic varieties than any other food on the planet.
We love sandwiches because it's a whole meal in one hand. Whatever in the whole entire world you feel like eating can live between 2 pieces of bread, and you can eat it and go.
Sandwiches, like us, are the whole package.
Sandwiches are a little bit less smug than us, which is why they're so lovable.
Invented in 1762 by the Earl of Sandwich so he could chow down while he gambled away his fortune, the sandwich is the perfect handheld food that has no wrong way of being eaten, except for this guy. This guy can't decide which end he's eating. Our first super sandwich needs no introduction. It's that meat and cheese behemoth from the city of brotherly love. It's the Philly cheesesteak.
You know, it's very simple. There's 3 things that, Philly's known for. There's the Liberty Bell, there's Rocky, and there's the cheesesteak.
I've tried every Philly cheesesteak imaginable, but I will tell you this. The ones in Philly are the only ones that matter.
The way that the cheese melts through all of the meat, just pure, cheesy, meaty heaven.
So, what is a Philly cheesesteak? What? Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding. It's a long hoagie roll, jammed full of mounds of thinly sliced steak, held together with melted American cheese, provolone, or according to some Philadelphians, cheese spread. Boom. Philly cheesesteaks. The history of the Philly cheesesteak comes down to 2 iconic restaurateurs, Pat Olivieri and Joey Vento, and one iconic South Philly intersection.
There's a rivalry going on in Philadelphia. There's Pat's and there's Gino's.
Olivieri opened Pat's King of Steaks on the southwest corner in 1930, and many have credited him with the invention of the Philly cheesesteak itself. But that's not where the story ends. In 1966, Vento had the gall to open a competing cheesesteak spot across the street, and the cheesesteak war was on.
I mean, you ask 10 people which one they like, Pat's or Gino's, you get a 5 and 5 split. I mean, it is really to each his own.
So who was the winner in this sandwich throwdown? Well, sandwich lovers, obviously, because the rivalry that defines an entire town has made the Philly cheesesteak the legendary sandwich it is today. So, is there any room for improvement on this classic super sandwich? Well, we intend to find out with our 3 new takes on the Philly cheesesteak for our team of tasters to try. And our first mashup combines this sandwich classic with an iconic Chinese dish. It's the Philly egg roll.
I see like a coating of cheese, which looks delicious.
They look like a real knockout.
Yeah.
This remix on Philly's favorite sandwich is an egg roll filled with shredded steak, American and cheddar cheese, and sautéed peppers. This dish tests if the tried and true recipe of the Philly cheesesteak is open to international interpretation.
Ready?
Oh my God.
That is delicious.
That is a meaty egg roll.
It tastes like Chinese Philly beef.
Everything that's good about a Philly cheesesteak, put into an egg roll.
The soy sauce is like a nice salty. I love sauces, I'll be honest.
The cheese and the meat is mixed perfectly.
I mean, that's a cheesesteak to go.
And people have been trying to get their Philly cheesesteak on the go for quite a while now, like with Philly cheesesteak potato chips or a Philly cheesesteak taco. But strangely enough, no one has ever tried to combine this super sandwich with that portable Japanese classic sushi. That is, until now.
Whoa!
It's the Philly cheesesteak sushi roll.
I wonder if there's cheese in it, though.
There's some cabbage, shredded cabbage.
I see onion.
Nice carrot pile, too.
It's a sushi roll filled with all the Philly cheesesteak fixins, plus pickled cabbage for crunch and sesame seeds, and it's all topped with spicy mayo.
Now, typically, sushi is a one-bite affair, but I don't think this could be done in one bite.
No, you gotta be respectful.
This is not our first date.
That cheese totally adds a whole new element to sushi now.
Little bit of pickle, little bit of vinegar.
Oh, and then you get this like explosion of like the final beef, like bam, at the end.
I normally don't love sushi, but normally my sushi doesn't have Philly cheesesteak in it.
But if you think that a sushi-style cheesesteak is as far as this super sandwich can go, well, guess again. Barclay Prime in Philadelphia makes a $120 version of the cheesesteak with a Wagyu ribeye beef, sautéed foie gras, and truffled cheese sauce. So we're taking a page out of the upscale sandwich playbook for our next dish.
Oh, the princess has arrived, everybody.
Oh, mon Dieu.
It's the fancy Philly cheesesteak.
Oh my God, this is like ginormo.
Pommes frites, AKA French fries.
What kind of cheese is that?
This is brie cheese, filet mignon, grainy hot mustard, and pommes frites, all inside a buttery croissant. But with swapping the classic fixins for fancy ingredients, elevate the Philly cheesesteak to new heights.
Oh, hold on, give me a second.
This is truly delicious.
Luxurious.
It tastes fantastic. It's so juicy. It's like a Philly cheesesteak gone French.
With the bun lax in crunch, the fries step right in.
This is the perfect sandwich.
My favorite part about this whole thing, though, the brie makes the fries taste so good.
I like this hot mustard that just blends so well into it.
Now, no disrespect to Philadelphia and their cheesesteak, but this is absolutely an elevated cheesesteak.
So, a fancy Philly cheesesteak does take this classic to the next level. But if you haven't already, make the pilgrimage to Philadelphia to try an authentic Philly cheesesteak yourself, where the recipe of this classic sandwich is built into the very DNA of the city. And that's why the Philly cheesesteak is one of food's greatest hits. Coming up, we head down to the bayou for a classic Louisiana Sammy. And a little later, a dessert sandwich for the ages. The ice ages, that is.